My dearest Annabelle, I think the time has come for me to consider retiring from my maritime affairs. As I have no son to pass my knowledge and wisdom on to, I turn to you to carry on the family business. A life of adventure could be yours, but remember, it is the crew that elects their captain. Come and join me on the headland and we shall discuss your future. Ensure you are suitably attired and equipped for a piratical life.
Father, I have made my dramatic appearance.
What on earth are you wearing?
You told me to come dressed like a pirate, so...
Yes, well, we don't need that for a moment.
A shovel!
What is this?
That's my very fashionable tricorn.
This is a battered old hat. Not at all practical. If you're wearing this kind of thing on board a ship, you're going to get it caught up on the rigging when you're climbing the rat lines. We'll lose that. And, yeah, skulls and crossbones? I don't think so. You don't announce to people that you're a pirate by what you're wearing on your clothes. Put that on. There we are.
What is it?
It's a Monmouth cap. A proper sailor's hat that will keep your head warm even if it gets wet. It won't get caught up in the rigging, and at a push you could take it off and stick it in your pocket. What is that?
This?
Yes.
It's an eye patch. See, I read somewhere that pirates wear eye patches so that when they go and fight on another ship, they've got one eye that's accustomed to the dark, so when they go below decks, they've got night vision, and they can swap their eye patch over and they can see where they're going.
No. Just no. The fact is that we don't know of any sailors or pirates, come to that, who wore eye patches, so take it off. Yeah, give it here. Thank you. This doesn't work. If you cover your eyes, you lose your depth perception. That makes it very difficult for you to go down steps on board a ship, and it will also make you a terrible shot. You won't be able to shoot your pistols at all accurately. If this was a real thing, the Royal Navy would have done it, and when you joined the Navy you would have been given an eye patch and a set of instructions how to use it. And by the way, what are you going to do with this toothpick?
That's my sword. Isn't it pretty?
This is a small sword, a gentleman's weapon for wearing around town and fighting duels with. This is not the kind of weapon to be used on the deck of a ship. You need something that's more brutal, more intimidating. What you need, my lass, is a cutlass. I'll get you one. Here we go. More like this. Try that. There we go. One good cutting blade. Nice protective guard for punching your opponent. Shorter, won't get caught in the deckhead. Far more suited for fighting on board a ship. As a pirate, you have to keep your piece and your cutlass clean and ready for action.
I like this one. It's pretty.
While we're there, what are you going to do with this?
It's my shovel. I'm going to use it to bury my treasure, because everyone knows the best pirates bury their treasure.
Well, I hate to disappoint you. We really don't do that kind of thing either. There are very few records of any treasure being buried at all. Captain William Kidd, he did bury some treasure. It was dug up immediately by the Royal Navy and used as evidence in court against him.
No, so pointless exercise then.
Well, pretty much. There was one pirate, a Frenchman, Oliver Lavassier, known as Le Bousse. He gained so much treasure that he tried to get away with it. He tried to get let off, but the French government wouldn't allow him a pardon, and when he was executed on the scaffold where he was to be hanged, he stood and threw a parchment into the crowd and said, in French, "There are instructions on that parchment that will tell you where my treasure is buried." It was in a cipher, so people had to work it out, and unfortunately, no treasure has ever been found. But if you go to Madagascar right now, this very day, I'm sure you could buy on any street corner that exact document, and maybe you could search for his treasure instead.
Right, fine. Just one last question. When do I get to fire this?
When you look like a proper pirate, go and get dressed properly, and we'll think about getting into action.
Oh, all right then.
Ahoy there. Has no one ever told you not to sneak up on a fellow with a telescope? Now, while my Annabelle's going to go and make herself look like a proper pirate, I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about weapons. On Royal Naval ships and merchantmen, the weapons were kept locked away. The crew didn't get their hands on them unless it was going to get into a fight. But on pirate ships, pirates were usually expected to look after their own weapons. In the Charter of Black Bart Roberts, it quite clearly says, each man shall keep his piece and cutlass clean and ready for action. Now, we can't be sure, but the chances are every pirate was armed with either a musket or a pistol and a cutlass. Right then, let's take a look at pistols. Originally, pistols were designed for use from horseback, but they proved to be excellent weapons for boarding actions. Effective at close range, made for shooting with one hand, smaller pistols like this Queen Anne pistol could be easily stuffed in a belt or sash when not in use. The shorter barrel of a pistol makes it a shorter range weapon than a musket, so you need to get up pretty close to make sure you hit your target. Of course, you're only going to get one shot at a time, so if you shoot and miss and you're too close to your opponent, one option is to turn the weapon round and use it as a club. Cutlasses were often the sword of choice on board a ship. The gentleman's small sword would not have been much use in full combat. It's a fast, stabbing sword, but you need to be highly skilled to use it effectively. The cutlass is a bit more forgiving, a hacking weapon. Its short length means it's unlikely to get caught up in your legs when you climb rigging or go up and down stairs and ladders. If you wish to keep an opponent from boarding your ship, or if you're fighting in a narrow gangway, the weapon of choice might be a boarding pike. A 2.5 metre long spear is very useful in these narrow places. And if you really want to intimidate your enemy, what about an axe? Axes were important tools on board a ship, emergency tools for cutting away damaged ropes, spars and rigging. But in a fight, nothing is scarier than a pirate coming at you with an axe.
I'm ready to set sail.
Well, you are properly armed and correctly attired. It does look like you're ready to get out on the sea, but you have forgotten one thing.
Have I?
Yes, we need to hoist your colours.
To the ship.